Hello everyone, welcome to another fashion-y video with me, except this one is quite different and it might be one that the theme will appear more frequently, but we'll see. I have recently signed up with a wonderful casting director who is doing mock auditions, which basically means we send in self-tapes and a week later we get feedback on those self-tapes, what works, what didn't work. Well, we've not got it back yet, so I don't know, but I presume it will be something along those lines. And it's basically just great. It's like going to drama school, except, you know, in the real world and with an actual casting director. And from what I've understood, each week will be different in terms of what they ask of us, which makes a lot of sense. And the first week, they've not given a specific musical, but they've given the 80s. Ooh. So one thing that one does for auditions is try to dress accordingly, appropriately. You know, you want to look professional, but you also want to look like you understand the context of the show or of the material or whatever. Now, again, in this instance, we don't have any context aside from the 80s. So I wanted to appear as 80s as possible. However, my cupboard is not one of the 80s, unfortunately. The clothes in there might be a decade old, but not 4 decades old. So I did some research and I'm going to talk about the research, and then part 2 of this video is going to be what options I have, which I've actually already filmed because I had to do the self-tape already. And part 3 is just a short clip of how I end up looking. Now it's interesting because I've obviously done quite a lot of self-tapes by now. You know, I've done, and not just self-tapes, I've done quite a lot of auditions in the last however many years since I started taking acting seriously, including at drama school. So in theory, I went into this kind of going, this is gonna be chill. I'm gonna be prepared for anything, more or less. And I feel like there's gonna be a lot where I do feel confident. And I felt really confident with the song choice on this one, and then just as I was literally about to start taping, I read that it can't be from a jukebox musical, and I only realised too late, well, not too late, I realised on time, but very last minute, that my song does actually feature in a musical. So I had to go back to the drawing board, but I've done it, it's all good, I hope, we'll see, we'll find out. The thing is, it's not my best, but I couldn't make it my best because I have an actual audition on Friday. So I need to prioritize the actual audition that could potentially land me a job rather than the one that I'm just doing for training. So having not done an 80s audition yet, I don't think, although, well, doesn't matter. I've not done an 80s audition where I've had to dress up for the 80s. And they didn't specify that, but I just thought, you know, again, show them that I understand the context of what I'm auditioning for, even when we're not really given any context whatsoever. So first of all, what I did almost all of this whilst I was at work the other day because it was very quiet. So the first thing I did was just hop onto Google Images and type in 80s fashion and then 80s fashion women, and I think that was mainly it, and just scroll. And the main themes, I just wrote down like items or aspects of it that sprung out to me as like, these are features of 80s fashion. And those were big blazers and, you know, shoulder pads, big shoulders, colourful leotards over leggings if you're going for like athletic gear, wide trousers. Now I know nothing about fashion, so I'm going to be using all the wrong terms, so I don't really know what it's called. Is it straight-legged? Is it flare? It's not flare, I don't think, but it's like wide from the top all the way down. I think someone mentioned balloon, but I don't know if that's right. Top heavy hair, meaning that it's up. You know, you've got high ponytails or even just like high perms or whatever. I think it's called a perm when you have like the curly whatever. Denim, lots of denim, big hoop earrings, like the big ones, fishnet gloves, neon colours, big hair accessories, in brackets, bows, scrunchies, etc. And occasionally I saw turtlenecks and occasionally I saw blouses. Then I went into the music video of the song I thought I was going to sing, and there were sort of 3 different elements that sprung out to me. Number 1 was that they had sort of white flowy dresses, which really reminded me of my blue flowy dress. Number 2, the main singer, was wearing a blouse under a dress. So again, I thought maybe can I incorporate that somehow? And number 3 was that they had a brooch. Is that what it's called? I think it's how you pronounce it. You know, those like pins that are fancy. And then I watched 2 different YouTube videos. Number 1 was just one of the first that came up on YouTube. The name was Lydia Tomlinson, and it was about how you can make modern clothes look more 80s. And the things that came out from that video were red lips, which I had also noticed from the pictures, a tight headband, wide jean, oh yeah, she's the one who said balloon, oversized earring but flat, which we'll come back to, bows, oversized belts, and shoulder pads, which again, I'd already seen. And then the second YouTube video was actually a Miss Mojo video, which was like top 10 features of the 80s fashion or something like that. And the things that came out of that, which I think is more than 10, were scrunchies, tight miniskirts, lots of makeup, neon denim, wild hair, shoulder pads, tutus, geometric patterns, big earrings, and athletic gear. And within the athletic gear, obviously they didn't talk about it, but again, it's bright, it's neon, it's leotards over leggings rather than under, it's lots of accessories, etc. So that was everything I had in terms of notes. Now, we will shortly skip to past me actually, talking about the options I had. And I just want to say before we get there that I ended up choosing something, and I don't know if what I chose was right. I could have gone for other options. Having looked at this, I'm now kind of regretting not having brought out a belt. I've got this big white belt, which it is an oversized belt, and I could have put it on top of anything, including blouses, dresses, whatever else I found, like anything I would have worn, and whatever I did end up wearing, which I'm not going to spoil, but I should have put the belt on. I feel like that would have made it look a little bit more 80s. But enjoy me talking about my options and what I did have available to me, because it is very limited, and I will see you at the end of the video. Until then. Hello, we're filming this video in separate parts, and I'm filming this, I think, as the middle part, but it's my first clip that I'm filming, so if I repeat things, if I say things that don't make sense, I'm very sorry, but I do actually need to do the self-tape, so here we go. In terms of accessories, let's begin with that, because I think that's the thing that's going to help me the most, because I don't own any 80s clothes, so let me show you what I've got. To begin with, I've got a bag of jewellery, most of which probably isn't right for the era. I mean, I think my best option is probably my gold earrings, if I can find them. Or maybe these. Do these scream 80s? I don't know. I don't think so. We'll have those. I'll give myself the two options, those and the gold ones. All right, that's the earrings done. For the hair, I have quite a large range of things, but I haven't decided my clothes yet, so we'll work with what we've got. So to begin with, scrunchies. I've actually got quite a few, but I've taken out these two as my main two because they've got like frills and things, which I feel is very 80s. This one especially. This is the one I'm leaning towards the most if I go for a scrunchie, but we'll see. I could do both actually. I also have this one, which I always wear, but it doesn't feel as bright, so we'll see. Then for headbands, this was the one, this is actually what I was thinking of when I was trying to plan. This is what I thought I'd go for, which is just, I bought this I think in Primark for a couple of pounds, and I can sort of shape it however I want, but I could probably, you know, do something with that. And then I just happened to find this one, which I've not worn in years, and that's because it used to match a dress I had. But that does actually feel very 80s to me. But it's hard because it's patterned and, you know, it's actually, this could go really well with my red dress. It's got very similar style. I might use that for future, but that's something to consider. And then whilst I was looking at all that, I found this, which again could be good because it's a bow. I used this bow when I played Belle. It's not huge, but, you know, I feel it could work. It could work. Then on some makeup. Obviously, I'm going to go for red lip, so this was the first one I could find. I know I've got more, and I don't actually want to use this one because I want to keep this one for shows and things like that, but we'll use it. Then I found this, which I'd forgotten about. My mum got me this, and obviously I've not worn it very much, but it's like mascara and eyeliner, which I think that could work really well for the 80s. And then, this is something that I was sent, and I have no idea who from or who got my address or why it came to me, and this was probably about 18 months ago, I think, and I've not wanted to use it because it's makeup and I don't know how I feel about putting a product that I don't know anything about on my face, but I think for a one-off will be all right. I was given this as well as a lipstick, and I mean, it does have ingredients written. Avoid direct contact with the eyes? That's like impossible. But the colours, I feel, I haven't actually opened it as you can see, but the colours are probably more bright, well, they are more bright, I imagine, than anything I own. So I definitely think I'll be using this, because the only other eyeshadow I've got is my, like, neutral palette. And neutral is not what the 80s is about, from what I've understood. I feel really weird about using this, but it was sent to me, and I mean, I've waited a long time now. It's a very nice box, to be fair. Oh, this is gonna spill everywhere. Oh wow, no, it's nice. Oh, it's very nice. Look at that. There you are. That's really cool. Trying to angle it so you can see the colours. I'm quite happy with that. I hope it doesn't destroy my face. So that's good to have. I'm glad I've got that. And now onto the actual clothes. I've got a little pile, you can already see it poking out here, and it's chaos. Because as I've already said, I don't own anything 80s. I think my style is probably mostly like 2000s, early 2000s, obviously with a little bit of more 2010s and 2020s, I suppose, in there as well. But let's talk about what I've got. So the first outfit I've got, well, first of all, these leggings, I think, are perfect, but you don't really see the legs. We're kind of going waist up, so I would need to pull them quite high and don't know what I'd wear them with. So my first option was if I go for like the more fitnessy side, because I, in theory, don't know what this is for. Like, I just know that it's 80s. So if it was like Flashdance or Billy Elliot, then this would work. And that's this top, which kind of goes a little bit off the shoulders. I don't know if it's meant to, but it does on me. I love this top. I've worn it not very often, but when I do, I really like it. And I do feel it's got that like 80s feel to it, especially if I were to pair it with those leggings. So that's one choice. Then I've got a couple of jumpsuits because I feel like I've seen jumpsuits in pictures. So I've got this one, but it doesn't feel right because it feels like the colours are too muted. Then this one, which I actually took out because of the colours rather than anything else, which is my beautiful rainbow one piece, which I've actually not worn at all because the straps are too long and I can't adjust them, and I'm sure there is a way to adjust them, I just need to figure it out. But this feels like you've got the colours of the 80s, but I'd obviously need to wear it with something. Although I was also thinking perhaps I could wear something over it because it's got the like wide flare trousers, which I don't own, but I could wear something with it. But again, you don't really see it, so don't know. Then I've got this dress, which, you've got those sort of, I feel like it's more 70s though, but you've got the like bell arms, whatever they're called. You can tell I'm a fashion person. Oh, this keeps falling off, but flowy, nice, you know, it's got an older decade to it. And again, those would go well with the leggings. And then I've just got some tops. I've got this one, which I just pulled it out. I'm not sure about it. It's got like slightly wider arms, so that's why, but I don't know. And it's, you know, it's a bit nicer in terms of presenting myself more professionally. And then I saw a couple of blouses, so I've taken this one out, which like, I feel it could work. And finally, my pink one, which I wear for loads of auditions, although usually for like princessy ones, because it's got that like really soft texture to it. And I just feel like it makes me look like, but again, it's got those slightly wider, you can't really see it here, but open arms. So I don't know, having looked at all those, I feel like I'm leaning towards one of these two tops, and I could even wear it with the leggings, although again, you probably won't see that. I feel like I'm leaning towards this one. I wonder, and this one's good because it's got plenty of colours that I can use with my makeup. I don't know, but we can look at the hair. It's a shame because I feel like the rainbow, this one, could be really good, but I just don't feel, could I put this blouse over it? I don't have the shoulders, that's the problem. And this hangs really low because of the straps. I'm gonna be spending so much more time getting myself ready than doing the actual tape. The tape is gonna be like a minute and a half long. I think we go with this. I think we go with this. So I'm gonna put this top on and then do my makeup, I think, and then figure out the hair as well. Good fun. Here we go. Self-tape setup, ooh. And then she's still wearing the pink, but this is the outfit, the look we've gone for, and now I'm ready to take it all off, and I can't wait. I'm gonna be honest, once you take away the rest of the ridiculous outfit, I'm not against the makeup, both the eyes and the lips, and it's combined. I think this is a look I might go for more often, as long as my eyes haven't exploded from wearing makeup that I know nothing about. But this is a look I could work with. I am gonna take it off because it seems a bit ridiculous, but I'm not against it. I'm not against it. So that was the outfit. That's how I ended up. And as I say, I think the white oversized belt actually would have been really good to wear on top of the blouse. I feel like that could have helped. and I kind of regret that I didn't do that, but I do feel like I went full out with the accessories as best as I could. So, you know, you got to take what you've got, and you've got to take everything. I mean, you know that the casting directors know that you're not living in the 80s, you know, they know that your style and your availability, your access to clothes is gonna be limited. So, you know, you'd like to think that they can forgive that. And I'll be curious actually, because I feel like in a way it was still too much, which is weird because I'm talking about how I feel like I didn't do enough, but I feel like it's gonna be really interesting to see what I get in terms of feedback, not just about my singing and my ability, but also about how I presented myself. Is it gonna have been too much? Is it not enough? Is it a good amount, a good balance? That's something I won't know until like 10 days from now, if not longer. So we'll wait and see. I don't think I will be able to update you about that in this video, but as I say, this may become a series where, you know, every time I get an audition come through where it's something a bit different, something that's not just contemporary, modern day teenager, then aside, because I dress like a teenager, I don't dress like a child, but aside from that, I think I'm very limited in terms of, I don't, as I said earlier in the video, I don't really go beyond, you know, 2000s and maybe 2010s. My fashion doesn't live beyond that, and that's partly because I haven't bought clothes. I mean, all my clothes are from those decades and I've not bought new clothes, and I don't keep up with fashion trends. So I don't care about, you know, I don't even know what the latest fashion trends are. That's how ignorant I am to it. So I don't know, and that might cause more problems with, you know, I could see in just about any decade of the 1900s, which is a weird sentence to say like that, but I feel like I will struggle with almost anything. So it's going to be interesting to see which pieces come out, and maybe we'll talk about it more. And also learning about, you know, the features of each decade. But let me know what you thought of my final outfit. Let me know what you'd recommend I do differently, or from the clothes either that I held up or that you've seen me wear on this channel, what would you recommend I do? I'd be really curious to hear how you would do it yourself, and or what you'd, you know, do differently. And I'll see you all very soon in another video. Bye! Hello. So, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, the self-tape I did, I realised, luckily on time, it wasn't quite right, so I need to do a different song and make myself all 80s again. So I'm going to use this opportunity to apply the makeup a bit differently, because I feel like I probably could have done it better by using my fingers instead of the brush, and also put on a belt with the top. So, and also my hair is freshly washed this morning, so it's kind of naturally more curly anyway than it was, and I think I'm gonna leave out the scrunchie because you couldn't even see it in the video anyway. So I'm gonna do that, and I will see you after, I think. Maybe I'll keep this running. Maybe I'll keep this running. And I'm just going straight on with this lipstick this time. This is like the worst place to do makeup because the lighting is terrible. Like, I've got my phone torch on to try and help me out, but actually, like, I can barely see anything. Oh well. Do you know what? I'm actually going to stop recording because I need to save my camera battery for the actual self-tape, so I'll see you later. Alright, this is the updated look. The belt was being a nightmare because my only other option is down here, which gives me a very tight waist, which I don't really think is the 80s, although maybe it is actually. But it didn't look quite right. But as a result, I keep having to like fix the belt. Also, by chance, I was wearing these leggings today, so they kind of, they're on, but they can't be seen. And the hair is just herring, and the eyes are just eyeing. But I have to say, I actually quite like this headband anyway. I might just wear it more out and about because I quite like this look. Toss toss. I think I've done my tape. We're gonna have to watch it back and send it off and check that we're all happy, but I think it's done, which means all this can come off. All right, thanks for watching part 2 of the video. Well, it's probably like part 10 actually, but you know, the updated look, and I will see you all in the next video, probably quite shortly. Bye!